If part 1 challenged how we see men, part 2 might challenge how we see women even more. Because I think the wife, the bride, has been misrepresented from both sides. Some made her small, some made her invincible, some made her a servant with no voice, and then culture overcorrected and made her an island, needing no one, depending on nothing, and answering to nobody. But neither of those pictures is who she actually was. Let's start in English. The word bride, it comes from an old Proto-Germanic root, and that root connects the idea of nurturing, sustaining, providing life. In ancient household culture, the one who managed nourishment wasn't doing a small thing. She was doing a central thing. Survival moved through her hands. The household breathed because of what she carried. So even in the English, the bride wasn't a decoration. She was a sustainer. Kallāh, this is the Hebrew word for bride, and its root connects something very beautiful. It means completion, wholeness, or fullness. Not half a person waiting to become whole through a man, but the one whose presence makes something complete that was incomplete without her. Go back to Genesis 2. God looks at Adam, who already has purpose, already has work, already has relationship with God, and says something that stops everything. It is not good for man to be alone. Not he is broken, not he is sinful, not he is failing, just something is missing. Then God makes the woman, and the missing thing is found. That's kallāh, not a helper in the sense of a subordinate. The Hebrew word used there is Ezer. And Ezer is used elsewhere in scripture to describe God himself when he comes to rescue his people. A military word, a strength word, the kind of help that arrives when the situation is serious. So the woman wasn't created to be decoration. She was created to bring a strength that the man didn't have on his own. She completed that which was incomplete. She carried that he couldn't carry alone. And then the Son of Solomon shows you what bride looks like when the relationship is healthy. The lover looks at her and says, "You have captured my heart, my sister, my bride." Sister and bride together. Take note of that. In Hebrew covenant culture, that language meant you are family, you are covenant, you belong to me, and I belong to you. Not possession. Belonging. There's a difference. Possession says you are mine to control. Belonging says you are mine to protect, and I'm yours to protect. And then let's look at Proverbs 31, because people quote this passage constantly, but I don't think they always see what's actually there. This woman is not sitting quietly waiting to be led. She's moving. She rises before dawn. She manages a household. She buys land. She trades. She generates wealth. She speaks with wisdom. She is a force. And her husband sits respected at the city gates, not because he controlled her, but because she made him better. Her strength didn't threaten the structure. It built the structure. That's the picture of bride that God buried over time. Not a woman without voice, not a woman without strength, not a woman who disappears into a marriage and loses herself, but a woman whose presence, wisdom, and strength made the covenant whole, made the household function, made the man beside her better than he would have been alone. So when I think about who a wife was supposed to always be, I don't think about someone small. I think about someone whose contribution was so significant, so load-bearing, that without her, something essential was simply missing. That's not weakness. That's not submission in the way people twist it. That is bride, the completion, the strength that fills what was empty, the one who makes the covenant whole.